Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate taking time out of y'all's busy schedule. Stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is about 5:30 in the evening, Sunday, the 18th of December, 2022. Right now in Jacksonville, Florida, it is 55 to freeze, 42% humidity. That's not a factor, and 13 degrees Celsius. It is chilly. It takes the brat buggy a bit to warm up. Oh, what is that pole back there? Not a pole. It's an unopened wrapping paper. Looks kind of like gray marble, or it says it's glitter. Closed my seatbelt in the door. That wasn't good. Oh. Anyway, start over again. We are on the way to my son's house for dinner. And we'll probably, well, most likely, we've been watching Yellowstone here lately. I really got hooked on it. I don't usually watch TV, but I get hooked on these different shows when I go to dinner at the kids' house. So, anyhow. Oh yeah, the truck's starting to warm up a little bit. Blowing a little bit warmer air. So anyhow. Ooh, I totally missed yesterday. I was just not feeling all that great. I was puttering around. I need to stop yelling. I was puttering around quite a bit, but still just not really feeling all that fantastic. And it was kind of cold outside, kind of like it is today. So I just didn't really get out and do very much. Oh, excuse me. But I did do stuff like, you know, around the house or whatever. Went through a couple things of art supplies and kind of try to get those organized to fit into a new location. Excuse me. And then I've been kicking around this idea on a wooden sword for the one, or for the two little grandbrats. The older of the two had asked me about making a wooden sword. They bought a couple up in North Carolina, I think it was, up in Cherokee. So each of the boys got a sword. One of them got busted. So I think that's what he was actually asking me to do. But now there's those souvenir swords have carved handles. I'm not doing all that. basically I went to Home Depot and got their real long stirring sticks and their regular stirring sticks. And last night while I was messing around, watching YouTube or whatnot, I decided to start messing around because I have an idea in my head what I wanted to do, and I didn't think it'd be all that difficult. Well, like the hilt guard that's on a sword, the part that stops your hand from running up the blade or whatever. I know what I wanted to do, and just like trying to take my way through it and do it as I go. I'm probably 3/4 of the way done with those, and like I don't know, it didn't take hardly any time. It took way longer to find the different tools to cut things and just trying to find my tape measures. Like I know I've got a dozen tape measures around, different sizes, but just to put my hands on one when I wanted it, yeah. That was like searching here, searching there, and of course it was right under my nose. But I mean, like literally right there. If I'd have looked next to my other computer first instead of last. But anyway, so yeah, it kind of like quickly got oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm starting on sneezing fits. But before I knew it, I was almost done. So almost. There's still a few more things to do. And I think I'm going to use a sander instead of the Dremel grinder. I think it would just be a little bit easier to do what I'm trying to do. But at 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, I didn't want to be digging all that stuff out and making that much of a mess and making that much noise. I can't use a sander in the house. It makes way too much of a mess. So it would have to be outside. Yeah. My neighbors would not appreciate that. But kind of a pretty sunset tonight. Nothing awesome, but just some pretty pastel colors. What else did I get accomplished last night or yesterday besides almost doing the swords? And I'll be able to recreate what I'm doing fairly simple, I think, in order to do a quick video on it. But anyhow, yeah, things have been so topsy-turvy with moving everything around and changing everything like I did to get down into the to the downsizing my home. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not sure where I put it. And just last night, like, I get sidetracked so easily. And looking for a tape measure or a ruler for that matter, and come to find out the back of the smaller paint sticks I was using are actually a ruler. Duh. But anyway, I was looking at different boxes and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, oh, that's where I put these. Well, I need to put this over here. Well, no, that's not going to fit there. So what else can I put? What box can I put this in? Ah, man, I put that box down under the bed. Pull the box out of boxes, get out the box I was thinking about, transfer the pens over to it, and then put the pens where hopefully I'll remember where I put them next time I want to go and dig out a pen. And by pens, I mean there are alcohol ink and permanent markers, like the Sharpies, different colors and different sizes, and man. So, you know, it kind of snowballs. It's kind of like my conversations on here. I don't have a rhyme or a reason. I just go from one thing to the next to I don't know if you can see that sky. There we go. That should show you some of it. Anyway. One of the other things I did, I was looking, like, it was really too cold to go outside and fry up a hamburger and whatnot, which is what I really wanted. I mean, I could have gotten dressed, you know, a couple of layers and gone out and done it, but I decided to start looking through my shelves and what have you. And that's another thing. It's like, all right, you know, I've got this, and this, and, you know, just rearrange my shelves instead of going over and cooking. So it's like, yeah, well, do I want to open a can of Dinty Moore stew? Not really. I got the Campbell's chunky beef and potato soup, which is almost the same as Dinty Moore stew, just maybe not quite as much. So, you know, pulled out some of that, and but in the meantime, that was, you know, like, well, I need to rearrange these cans a little bit because I got them messed up and don't really like the way I had them anyway. So let's move some of these over here. Some of this goes over here. And while I was thinking about it, I was like, I wonder if I could put some of these in the hallway closet. What do I have in the hallway closet? Oh yeah, there's a blanket in there. You know? There's actually 2 quilts in there. They're supposed to be, they belong in the van for when I go out camping. But there's no place in the van at the moment. And I don't like leaving linens out there, you know, because it's liable to get mildewed. Excuse me. So anyway, not that took all that long, and you know, it's still in the back of my head if I could put some shelving in there of some sort, either, you know, install shelving permanently or get some temporary shelves that'll go in. I've got these wire cube things that I can build that might work, which I didn't think about until just now. So anyhow, so yeah, last night I had the stew, well, the Campbell's chunky beef and potato. I doctored that up. I added some chunky salsa to it, and of course some various heat. And I made up a couple grilled cheese sandwiches because, you know, when you have stew, you have to have something to dunk. I could have done just bread, but the bread I had is a little bit past its prime, so it would have had to have been toast. And from toast, I went to, well, may as well just do grilled cheese. And yes, that's what I ended up with. But, I was thinking about that, and then somebody said earlier, one of the pages on Facebook, it's you know, people love pickles. Anyway, it's a page about pickles, and somebody did a grilled cheese with pickles. And I was thinking that would be tasty. That would be really tasty. So, a nice little canoe. Needs a motor. Anyhow, the other night was another one. Was like I didn't really feel like cooking, and I went out and it's like, I think we're just gonna make up a tuna fish sandwich. And again, when I checked the bread, it was like, yeah, it's not really fresh. So it would have to be toasted, or do a tuna melt or something like that. And I thought, well, I'll just do tuna. So I took a couple of my Chipotle tuna packages, and I've got that Chipotle. Oh, seriously, the light was yellow. I've got that Chipotle ranch, so I added some of that, and I added some sambal chili paste, and a little bit of jalapeno, and some dried onion, a little bit of onion powder, and some shredded cheese, and sat down and ate it with a bag of ghost pepper rippled chips that I bought to go into a cheese dip, but it went very well with that tuna. Anyway, I don't know. Should probably do a quick video on that, because I don't think many people do make up their tuna fish using salad dressing. What do y'all think? Anybody still out there? Just have to wait until the next time I actually make it up. And hopefully I don't use up all my Chipotle ranch dressing. It's not really spicy, but it's just different enough. Like, I'm not a big ranch fan. I eat it if there's nothing else, but I prefer, other creamy dressings to ranch, whether it be blue cheese or Russian or, something along those lines. Creamy Italian garlic. Oh, man, that orange just kind of pops right there, doesn't it? So, yeah, the Chipotle ranch isn't spicy, but it's tasty. I've had it on a cheeseburger. I put it on tuna. I put it on a ham and cheese sandwich. So, man, you always see a really nice sunset shot when there's no place to pull over and get the shot. And like by the time you get down here, if there's a parking lot here that I can pull over into, there's no good shot. Oh, I wonder what they're putting over on that corner. Oh, man. I should have gone around. Oh, well. Buy one, get one free beer. Wackos, where the girls are. Place is always getting busted. They do have good cheeseburgers. I don't really do a whole lot. I don't drink beer. And it's not, it's one thing, like being up north, you go to an adult bar, and at least back in the day, back when I haven't been up there in 30 some years, but you know, the dancers weren't wearing anything, or wearing very little, like pasties and a very thin chain G-string. So that's a whole lot different down here. That is not, you don't find anything like that down here. The other thing I was talking about the other day is diners. I don't know why I did that. I grew up in New Jersey. Diners are supposed to be open 24/7, 365. Like, they don't have locks on their doors, you know? Down here, a diner is open from like 5 to 2, or 6 to 3, or 7 to 1. You know, they're only open for breakfast and lunch, and yet they still call themselves a diner. And to me, that's just like so wrong. I have an acquaintance who's actually part owners of a quote diner unquote. You know, good food. They're just not open when I'm awake. So you will. Anyway, made the last turn. We're about to the end of today's trip. So let me know what you think, folks. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So I see y'all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. Sláinte, y'all.